Well, next it's circuit court. Obviously, this was just a small taste of what the evidence is. We've got a lot of work to do as investigators and as prosecutors to prepare this case, along with the Rebecca Bletch homicide, and certainly along with the abduction for trial. And that's the next step. We got a lot of work to do.
Is it going to be a tougher case, obviously, than the prelim? I mean, obviously, that there's a higher standard.
Higher standard of proof, absolutely. There's going to be a lot more evidence that we're going to have to bring forward to show the jurors, the potential jurors, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing for the next several months.
But why 28 witnesses in this case? I mean, that is a lot for a preliminary hearing. Usually it's 2 or 3, maybe 4.
It is, but when we're dealing with cases such as this, with a lot of small pieces of circumstantial evidence, as I'm sure you all know, as you sat through this whole thing, one witness may have had one piece, another witness may have had another piece, and all those pieces add up to the decision that we got today, which was a binding over the circuit court. My goal was to make sure that I left nothing essentially on the table, that the judge saw what we saw as investigators and prosecutors, and that we were able to put forward enough to show that there's at this point, probable cause to believe that the crimes were committed and probable cause to believe that he committed them.
So what does this say about who Jeffrey Willis is?
Well, certainly I maintain my position on Mr. Willis. I think was an extreme danger to this community, certainly to the female population. That, in my opinion, he's proven that, given the evidence that you have all seen now in court, and that we will continue to expand on as we get through the trial.
And do you think there are any accomplices? Did he work alone in this thing? Because you did talk about the toolbox killers, which came in a pair. Anything? Did he work alone?
Well, we are always looking for other ways to determine whether or not that's true or not. Obviously, at this point in time, we have what we have, and we're going to continue to search for that answer. If he didn't work alone, in fact, if he had an accomplice, we're going to make sure that we can develop a case against that person if the evidence provides that opportunity for us. So we're going to look for that.
Is there anything to indicate there could be such a person?
Well, even if there was, I couldn't comment on it. That part of the case is still being looked at by investigators, and hasn't been developed in an open courtroom setting. And so I couldn't even talk about it if it was true.
Could you talk about whether his cousin Kevin Bloom is going to play any role, and it's going to be on the prosecutor's side in the trial?
Well, right now he's charged with accessory after the fact. And certainly, if he or his lawyer wishes to have conversations with our office or with investigators, we're open to that. But right now, he's part of this criminal enterprise, if you will.
Okay. Anything else that?
No, I'm just I'm certainly happy with the result. I certainly respect the court and its diligence throughout this entire process. 3 days of testimony is a lot. And it was obvious the court took very good notes, listened very carefully, and I appreciate that. That's what you want in these types of situations.